Hmm? Okay, perfect. What's going on, everybody? Your boy is back after a little time to just get myself together, and I'll get into that a little bit. I am back on radio, Fire 716 Radio, and this is Speak Out Loud radio show. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I didn't hear what I said. Let me say it again. I'm so excited to be back with you all. It's a wonderful thing to be here in the studio with my big brother Frank. It is an awesome thing to be with you on this afternoon. I hope that you guys are staying safe. You know, COVID is still out there. So if you wear your mask or you don't, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get jumped, but whatever you do, just keep safe. I hope that you guys are doing well. And let's get into the show. Like I said, I'm excited. So let's get into it. So today, I felt it be fitting. I'm going to actually dedicate this particular coming back to the radio station. I'm gonna dedicate this segment, this session today to my sister. Um, Her name was Sue Ann Pinkston. When I say she was one of I have to say the best sister I could have ever had. She unfortunately passed away from colon cancer on the 28th of August. And when I say I was devastated, that's an understatement. I was more than devastated. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. And the reason why I'm talking about her on this afternoon is because that is somebody that she was my first counselor, my first coach, my first cheerleader, everything that you could have asked for a big sister to be, she was that and more. So I wanted to dedicate this to her today and just tell her in the heavens, I love you. Just a shout out to my family, my mom, my niece, my family in general, my wife, my wonderful wife, and my son. The reason why I'm dedicating this to her, the topic that I want to talk about to this afternoon, it's called "I am broken, but I'm not destroyed." I'll say it again: I am broken, but not destroyed. We all have a piece of us that feels broken or misplaced. If we can be honest, a lot of you are dealing with a lot of hell, and I'm going to say this as well. Even though I'm coming back to the radio station and I'm doing Speak Out Loud, it's going to be different. We're going to be doing some amazing things at Fire 716 Radio. You have, and I'm going to say this, you have no idea. When I say the fire is here, it's already here. Hear me out. But a lot of you are dealing with some broken pieces of your life. A lot of you are dealing with some really tough things. We see hurricanes going on. And I don't want to touch too much on this, but we've seen a lot of people that are divorcing. I know that's a whole nother segment. I think Big Frank is already probably talking about that anyways. But I have to touch on that because we're talking about being broken but not being destroyed. A lot of people's marriages are not going well. People are sick. If it's not COVID, it's cancer, like I just mentioned. If it's not cancer, it's cancerous situations. It's toxic relationship. It's chaos in the home. Parents not getting along with their children. Children not liking or even loving their parents anymore. People are walking away from each other, and I'm not just talking about in the physical way. They're walking away from their families. They're walking away from their nuptials. They're walking away from their jobs. And you might say, well, what's wrong with that? Because some people, and I'm not just talking about the entrepreneur side, I'm talking about they're walking away from life because they're so broken. And if I could be transparent, I'm still broken. Let that simmer for a second. I'm still broken. My heart is still broken. And I'm a man. I'm a man's man. And I can still say that. My heart is still broken. That I lost my sister. And to even talk about it now, it gives me this weird feeling to talk about her in the past tense. Some of you have lost multiple people just this year or just in the last few months, and you probably don't even know what to do. You don't know how tomorrow is going to bring, or what is tomorrow going to bring. I'm with you, trying to figure it out and trying to figure out how to overcome it. It's just a tough thing. It's a tough thing to deal with. It's a tough thing to be in this place of brokenness. But I want to let you know, even though you're in your brokenness right now, you are not destroyed. You're not going to allow, and I'm saying this directly to you, ma'am, sir, that's looking on my social media outlets and that's listening to this radio station. Even though you're broken right now, you will not be destroyed. That very thing is not going to destroy you. You can't let it destroy you. Like I said, you have lost loved ones. You have been in some really hectic and hellish relationships. You might be on the brink of divorce right now. And there's some disagreements. We all have disagreements, but some of your disagreements, nobody's winning because it has escalated to a level that it shouldn't have escalated to, and things are unfamiliar to you. You're not talking to that person anymore, right? They're not talking to you. It could be a family member, and you feel broken, you feel used, you feel mistreated. So you find yourself starting to drift from your purpose. Yes, everybody got a purpose, y'all. You, the one that you feel that don't have a purpose and it's just about you. Everybody got a purpose, but it's hard to find your purpose when you feel broken, when you feel overlooked, when you feel down and you don't know what to do. Well, because today is a different day than it was yesterday and what it was last week or last month. You are not, and let me repeat, you are not destroyed and you will not be destroyed. But let me say this too, being brokenhearted doesn't make you weak. Let that simmer for a moment. Even though you got a broken disposition right now, even though things are in a crazy situation, that doesn't mean because you are brokenhearted and somebody broke your heart that you are a weak individual, that you can't come up from where you are right now. It just means at this particular moment, your emotional state, your psychological state is weak at this moment, not forever. So that means your strength is being challenged right now. And I'm going to be honest, it's hard to overcome those things. Because you know why? What we need in this world, what we need in our households, what we need in our relationships, in our marriage, we need time to heal. I'll say it again. We need time to heal. My family, My family right now needs time to heal. I tell my mother and I tell my niece every day when I talk to them, you don't have to rush your grief. You don't have to rush your personal grief, excuse me, or your loss right now. There is no timetable. There's no time. Oh, okay, well, you've grieved enough, so now you got to get back to your life. I'm pushing myself every day. Even coming back here was a struggle. It was a struggle to come and sit in this chair, but I know I had to, because I have to be able to speak life, speak out loud, and speak life into someone. You need not just what I have, but you need this today. Somebody out there that's listening, that's watching, needs this today so that they can go forward in their life. It's time to start living and putting the pieces back together, piece by piece. Piece by piece. So let me say this, and I haven't, because I haven't been on radio in a while. My sister was sick she got diagnosed in the summer of 2019. While she was getting diagnosed, my mother came, before that even happened, before I even knew she was diagnosed with colon cancer. My mother gets sick. She was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. So we were already dealing with that. Then my father, he was already older gentleman. We had to put him in the nursing home. So as my mother was rehabbing at the nursing home, and she started to get a little bit better, thank God. The same day she was coming. Now listen, I want you to hear me out. This is what I'm talking about. Even though you're broken and you're having broken pieces, you're not destroyed. The same day she was coming out of the nursing home, the rehab area of the nursing home, it's the same day we had to put my father in the nursing home. Does that make sense? Same day she's coming out, my father goes in. And then a few months later, my sister tells me she's diagnosed with cancer. This all happened in 2019. Blew my world. I won't even say it turned my world upside down. It blew my world, blew my mind, because I couldn't believe I'm dealing with this. What did my family do? Then 2020, my father passes away. But my sister gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'll say it again, and worse. And I'm not being funny. I'm being very serious. Do you know how much mental pressure that was? And still take care of my family? And still go to church? And still play and still work a full time? Going back on the road backwards and forwards? Why am I being so transparent today? Why am I being so open? Because I have the opportunity, I got the right to just get on the floor, Big Frank, and turn over and cry and do all that. But what does that mean? I'm not saying that I haven't. Have I been on the floor? Have I cried my eyes out? Yes. Because I'm still grieving. But with all that I said to you today, I'm still not destroyed. Because I didn't allow those things to destroy me. And your life and what you're dealing with, you know what you're dealing with. Maybe everybody else doesn't know what you're dealing with. But whatever you're dealing with, it can't destroy you. You got to make up in your mind that whatever comes your way, whatever situation that you're dealing with, even though it's tough, you can't let it destroy you, because you have too much to do. You got too much to do. You cannot allow these things in your life to take you down. It's easy. I know what you're saying. Dmp Speaks, it's easier said than done. Yes. But you got to push yourself every day to remind yourself that even though these are broken situations, I'm not going to allow my broken situation to destroy me. I'm going to learn from this, and I'm learning from having these situations. I'm learning from dealing with grief and loss and learning how to pick myself up. And you can do the same thing. See, you don't have to be afraid to show your brokenness because your healing is coming. Because you are not going to count yourself out. Do you know how many times I could count on many fingers? How many times I've counted myself out? You got to stop counting yourself out because it's not going to help you get to that next level in your life, that next plateau. That's not going to help you. It's always going to help. It's going to keep you right where you are. And then you're going to continue to complain and complain. Instead of us complaining, let's do something about where we are. Let's do something about where we need to go, that next level. I know you got some wounds. A lot of you might be dealing with some addictions. Sometimes it might not be just drinking and smoking or sexing it up. Maybe you don't have, maybe you got addiction to, I don't believe in myself enough. Maybe you have an addiction to, I don't think I'm good enough. That could be an addiction. Always saying that over and over, always believing that over and over. See, sometimes we get a little twisted because we just go with the general addictions, the sex addiction, and drug addiction, and the alcohol addiction. But maybe you are so addicted to success and you've put your wife and maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'll say it. Maybe you have put your family to the side for your addiction of success. That's a whole nother show for me. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone, Big Frank. I'll leave it alone. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all have to understand. I just got done ministering the word, so I'm a little my discernment is a little open. So I'll be nice because that's not the kind of show today. But you don't have to be broken. That's my biggest thing. You don't have to make that choice to allow what somebody even said to you or what they did to you. You don't have to continue to live in that. Does that make sense? Because I can live in my grief or I can learn from it. I can live in the loss or I can learn from it. How can you learn from grief or loss? It's going to happen. Unfortunately, that's the world that we live in, right? We're not here forever. But what I have learned from the grief from the death of my sister was, I'm so glad we had a wonderful relationship. Another thing is, even though I cry about it sometimes, I can think about all the conversations that she had. I can close my eyes now. I can think about all the conversations that she had with me, these serious conversations about me being a Black man in America and how that I have to work just as hard as my counterparts. And I love everybody, but let's just be real. There's a lot of racism in Buffalo and everywhere else, right? And she will always teach me not to be better than anybody. That's not what she taught me. To be the best David that I can be. So I'm going to tell you all, be the best that you can be. Be the best, whoever that you are. You be the best that you can be and not allow society, and I'm just talking about my situation, but whatever your situation, whatever you're facing, you are not destroyed. And don't live in your brokenness. Because he left you, that doesn't mean that you don't get back up and you dress yourself and you get back out that door. Because she treated, and can I say this too? When we talk about relationships, it's always it seems like it's always the man that does the wrong all the time. A lot of times, and I know I'm going to get this flat for this, and it's okay. A lot of times it could be women treating the man bad. There are men out there that are brokenhearted. They don't want to admit it because they want to be tough, and I get it. I feel you. I'm a man's man too. Let's get it. But let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Let's be real. There's some men out there that have been treated wrong by women, being used by women, and they feel broken because of that relationship that they thought they had with that woman. and they feel broken. So they'll go out and they'll do their thing. There's, if I could say this, is on radio. They sling their thing, but the reason why they're doing all those things because they feel broken and they don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm a man, but I go to therapy and I love my therapist. She knows who she is. I go to therapy so that I can help and do my purpose and live in my purpose and work my purpose. Because if I didn't have that, and I didn't have my wife, or I don't have certain people to talk to, man, we got to be able to talk about some of our brokers. We got to be able to talk about some of our issues. Maybe I shouldn't use the broken word, but we got to be able to be open to talk about what we're dealing with. But you're not destroyed either. So let me say this, because we're running out of time. The biggest thing that I really want you to get out of this session this afternoon, this radio show today, you're strong. If you didn't know how strong you are, look at all the things that you have endured in your life, that you have beat, that you have overcome. You're strong. Not only are you strong, you're mighty. You have fought through so many battles that people don't even know. Your mama don't even know. Your daddy don't even know. Your best friend. Because some battles are not seen. Some battles that we fight with or fight against are not seen. Those might be in your heart, might be in your brain, in your mental capacity, psychologically, and one of the biggest things, spiritually. We don't think because we're in these bodies, we don't deal with spiritual things. We deal with all of these, and I want to get too into it, but we deal with so many things that in our internal, inside of us. But again, not only are you strong, you're mighty. And like I mentioned, you're an overcomer. Believe it or not, you are an overcomer. And you're a survivor. You have survived so much. Don't let anything or let anybody anymore intimidate you or make you believe that you cannot be the best person, the best version of yourself, because that is a lie. Whoever told you that, their bank account is zero. And I know I'm making a joke, but it's true. Because some people like to put seeds in you because they see you about to grow, and because they're not really sure where they're going, they will try to sabotage you. And because they try to sabotage you, they want you to go back to the level where they are, because misery loves company. I don't know why I'm saying all of this, but I want you to really get what I'm saying. You won because you didn't allow your brokenness to destroy you. Let me say that again. You are already winning. I know it doesn't look like you're winning because you're struggling in certain areas. But every time, and I said this earlier when I was ministering, when you take a breath in the morning and you're opening your eyes and you're able to move and you're able to get out of the bed, that is another opportunity that a lot of people don't get. They don't have the luxury to have. That means you have another chance. And because you have another chance, that means that you got to do something with that opportunity and that chance. Today is the day that you tell yourself, I'm not calling myself and not pulling myself down anymore. No matter what comes, whatever comes in my way, it will not destroy me. I hope that you got some great things, some nuggets to apply, because what I'm giving you is not just, oh, that sounds great. I want you to believe what I'm saying to you. You might be broken. You might feel disrespect. You might feel low. And that's a true thing, because we're all dealing with something. But at the end of the day, even though you feel broken and you're feeling brokenness, it's not going to destroy you. Let's go get it, y'all. Peace, y'all. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at Dmp Speaks. Y'all want you guys to have a wonderful, amazing day. Let's go get it, y'all. Oh man.